What's up, Transurfers and the Transurfing Curious? I'm Renee Garcia, and this is TransurfingTV. And I'm moving it outside today because it is so gorgeous out here. I hope that the fountain isn't too loud, drowning out my voice. But today's video, I didn't even think of a name for it yet, but it is really going to be about acknowledging which parts of yourself, which actions, thoughts, words to others, anything that you either hold on to internally or project outwardly into the world, which parts of you are connected to the lower version of yourself, and then in turn which ones are connected to the higher version of yourself, so which thoughts and words to others and actions and all that kind of stuff. So I've been on quite a journey for the last 5 years, and it has been extremely challenging at times, especially getting rid of negative complexes and past negative thought patterns, and taking bigger and bolder actions that the higher version of myself would take. The reason that I'm actually making this video today is because, one, I have a little formula that I use to keep myself on track, connecting to the higher version of myself and letting go of past patterns and ways of communicating with others and ways of acting and all that stuff that are connected with the lower version of myself. And I got a couple of negative comments on my last exposed video. And at first, they were a little jarring, and then I just thought, you know what, those are words from the lower version of those people, right? They are acting out of fear or envy, or something isn't right with them, so they're connecting with the lower version of themselves through some emotion that I triggered when they watched the video. So I saw this, and I had this kind of aha moment where I immediately thought oh, they're acting from their lower self, right? And then I started to think of everyone that I knew in my life, people from my past, people that I'm connected with now that I believe are functioning and working from their higher self place. And I started to really think about this morning and think of what some of the attributes are of working from your higher self, or working from your lower self. First, I want to talk a little bit about why we work from our lower selves. And just as much as I have embraced this new ability to see a higher version of myself, higher ways of being, connecting with my higher purpose, increasing my thought quality to evolve to my higher self, taking action that's in line with the higher version of myself, therefore connecting me with the higher version of myself actively, I actually do it. And this has been wildly beneficial for so many parts of my life, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I want to say is, just as much as that stuff is valuable, so is me realizing and recognizing when I'm acting from my lower self. So if someone says something to me and I don't like it and it triggers something, right? And I go to snap back, now I can realize like that's lower me, that's lower Renee. So I kind of have two versions. I have my higher version and I have my lower version. And throughout the day, I kind of go back and forth, right? Not all the way to the end of the spectrum in either direction. But like if I wake up in the morning and I feel inspired intention and I drink my morning coffee and I start my networking and I'm making things happen and I'm putting well thought out things, to my social media accounts, and I'm resonating with people and I'm helping people and I'm doing all the things that my higher self does, and I'm doing that for maybe like a few hours and then my energy level goes low, or maybe I've just encountered a little bit of bad news or something like that, and then I start to maybe go away from that highest functioning, highest version of myself as possible in that moment. But I can catch myself, right? And I can catch myself by watching my thoughts. I can catch myself by paying attention to my actions, paying attention to my words to other people, and usually why the lower version of myself gets triggered into either acting, speaking, or having a lower thought quality is from some negative emotion, mostly fear or agitation or worry or some kind of thought of low self-esteem or from a limited place, right? So it's me responding because I saw something within myself that I didn't like, or I felt something, or there was an emotion present that I necessarily don't want to feel, so I act out of that spot, or I explode out of that spot, or I lower my thought quality, or something happens as a result of something that I felt. Something was triggered and I felt something. So this for me has been pretty eye-opening because it helps me to keep myself on track and not act out from that lower version of myself, which is sort of my primary objective at this point in my life, because I'm not gonna lie, like I was kind of a bitchy person in my past. I was a selfish person. I only cared about the bottom line, making deals happen and making money and, not really thinking of other people, not thinking of the higher version of myself, not taking others' feelings into consideration, being hot-tempered, being someone that was capable of going from a good mood to a bad mood really fast and then staying in a bad mood for a while, blaming others, being way, way, way overly self-critical. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about all my all my qualities, and I'm not going to say they're gone, because they're not gone. They've been lowered and they've been managed to an extent where they're not the predominant force in my life. They're not what's driving me. It's not my default. I'm definitely not going to go there super quick, super easy anymore. And when I do, I stop myself. So this is really what I want this video to be about, is stopping yourself in the moment whenever you start to feel that something you are doing, saying, or a way you are behaving is connected with that lower version of yourself, and how you can turn it around in the moment and take the higher self alternative. So this is how I like to see it for myself. I have a lower version of me that's behind me, okay? Literally, it's my life behind me, the lower version of me, the pre-transurfing version of me, the sleeping version of me, the victim version of me. It's behind me and it's my past. And it's lower than me and it's behind me than where I am now. Then I have the higher version of me ahead of me and upward. So lower version is behind and back behind me. Higher version is ahead of me and upward. And she's pulling me in that direction, forward and up. But I still have low me sometimes calling me back there too. So when I feel low me calling me back or engaging me in a way where I'm participating with my external environment, getting angry at someone, wanting to respond negatively to somebody, thinking of things from like a lack mentality or fear or something like that, I stop myself. I stop myself in the moment and I acknowledge that little, small, old me behind me and down, still desperately wanting sometimes to have control. And I have found the absolute best way to, I don't want to say get rid of this version because it's never going to really be gone, but to quiet this version and to also soothe this version is to connect with the higher self. Because the more that I connect with the higher self, the higher version of me, and I continue in this upward, forward motion, that little version of me gets quieter and keeps to itself more and more and more. And as this littler version of me keeps to itself and gets quieter and all that stuff, when it does come out, I can see it very clearly now. Like there's no doubt. I see it very clearly, and I think, nope, it's the lower back version of me, and that's not what I'm doing today. I can't remember exactly what I was up against the other day. Somebody texted me something, and I went to go fire off some bitchy text back at them, and I just stopped myself, and I was like, no, little Renee, you're not going to be the one communicating with people today. Higher Renee is. So I reworded my text or whatever it was. It was an email maybe or something, and I sent that one off instead. And the more I practice this, the easier it becomes, the better it works, and the more I connect, and I just start to become that higher version of myself. But again, put it into two places. Is that action from the lower back version, behind you, version of you, or is it the version of you that you aspire to become, that forward and up version that is pulling you along the way and wants you to succeed, right? Because obviously we all want our higher selves to succeed. We don't want our lower selves to succeed. So this is my little video on connecting with your higher self via this visual that has helped me tremendously. To all my haters out there, man, I love you guys. You don't gotta throw hate. If you're seeing something on one of my videos and it's triggering you, then that's probably something to look into, right? And whatever part of that video you didn't like, that was the part you were resonating with. Maybe try to raise your frequency and start resonating with some different information. Don't look at what you don't like. Look at what you do like. It's a much better way to be. So, love all you guys, and thanks for watching my video.